G'day guys, Will here, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about video game beta testing or beta testing, depending on where you are in the world. The pronunciation varies, but the definition is the same. So the reason why we're talking about this today is the Codemasters F1 2019 beta access was released today for those who were accepted into the program. And there's been a lot of chatter on the internet, a lot of people requesting information, and that's great that you guys are hyped up about the game. Super happy about that, but I just wanted to clarify a couple of things in this video as to why Codemasters aren't allowing people to release any information as yet. Now, I want to start this by saying that I'm not affiliated with Codemasters in any way. I'm not an employee of theirs or anything like that. I'm not being paid by them, but I just thought that this was going to be an interesting topic of discussion today, and also wanted to, I guess, address the people that have been asking me a lot of questions about this. I have mentioned in previous videos that I was accepted into the beta program, and ever since then I've been getting pretty well flooded with questions from you guys, and I do really appreciate the enthusiasm, but unfortunately I can't disclose any information. I have been testing it out today, but I can't really tell you anything about it just yet. Now, hopefully they will soften the rules around this a little bit more in the lead up to the release of the final game, but we can't guarantee that. So if you're already well aware of exactly how beta programs work, then you can probably skip over this video because it's probably not going to teach you a whole lot. But if you are a little bit confused about why Codemasters aren't allowing people to share any information yet, or why everybody doesn't have access, then stick around because you should learn something in this video. So cast your minds back a couple of months ago. Codemasters announced that they were releasing a closed beta for F1 2019. Basically what that meant is that you had to go through an application process and then be accepted in order to get access. So a little bit different from the recent Battlefield 5 open beta, for example, that you would have seen a little while ago, where basically you could just sign up, play the game for a couple of months, or I think it was a couple of weeks or something like that in advance, and then it was shut down, and then basically once from that point forward you have to actually purchase the game to be able to play it any further. Now, a open beta is very, very different from a closed beta, and it actually serves a completely different purpose. Open betas are generally more of a marketing type tool. So it's a way for companies that have pretty much finished developing a game to basically build a whole bunch of hype around the game. So they're essentially pretty confident that the overall experience of using the open beta is going to be pretty good. They do still request that people give feedback if they do find any bugs or anything like that. But generally what it's trying to achieve is it's trying to get people hyped up about the game. It's trying to get people playing the game, telling their friends how amazing and awesome it is, so that everybody will rush out and buy it on launch day. And that is a very, very powerful tool that's, good for us because we get early access to a game that we're excited about, but also good for the developer as well because it means they get a little bit of feedback and they get people hyped up prior to the release of the game. Now, what we have here with F1 2019's release is quite different. This is a closed beta, and as I mentioned, it means that basically only people that are accepted into the program actually have access to it. Now, there's a very, very good reason why that is done that way. Basically, what we have here, what was released today, is a very, very early version of the game. Now, I'm not saying here that there's problems or anything like that. I'm not disclosing any information about the game whatsoever. So don't try to read things into what I'm saying or anything like that. But basically, what we've been given access to today is an early version of the game, and we're given that so that we can go through a testing and certification process. So this is like an acceptance testing for Codemasters, so that those guys that are developing the software there can get as much feedback as possible, fix things so that the game can be as close to the final, finished version as it could possibly be when it's released. Now, over the last couple of years, well, it's almost been, more than a decade now since really we've had fast access to internet where we've been able to download patches regularly. There's been a bit of sloppiness in the video game industry in general. Things generally aren't really finished when they're first released. And then what happens is, day one, you might have a patch come out that fixes a bunch of problems. And then over the course of the next few months, you get a whole bunch of patches that are fixing various things inside the game. And then after a couple of months, once they start developing the next version, those patches sort of start to drop off. The support starts to kind of dwindle a little bit. And people start to get frustrated that there's still bugs in the software that aren't really getting any attention. Now, we're generally pretty lucky with Codemasters that they're pretty good about releasing fixes to major problems. And we actually saw this firsthand a couple of months ago. You'll remember I did a video about the tire temperature bug where frame rates were directly impacting the rate in which your tires heated up. And we did a video analyzing that and posted it all over the internet, tried to get as much exposure as possible. And Codemasters actually responded within a couple of days and actually fixed it, which was amazing. So good on you guys that helped to get that video a lot of exposure. Basically, what we have here is an early version of the software that we're able to test and provide feedback back to Codemasters. So we're not expecting it to be final release software here. We're expecting to see bugs. We're expecting to have problems. We're expecting to see, glitches with different graphics cards and stuff like that. The whole point of it is so that we can feed that information back to them so they can fix it before you guys get your hands on it in final release. So they want to have the software as perfected as possible before they release it. And giving access to, lots of people within a closed system allows them to get feedback from different aspects, different points of view, as well as different hardware configurations as well. So obviously lots of people are running, different PC configurations, different processors, different graphics cards, different resolutions even, which makes a big difference to the game and the way it plays on various different machines. Different input devices, different steering wheels, different pedals, and so forth. You get the idea. But as well, lots of people play these games in different ways. For me, for example, I only ever play F1 2018 in, multiplayer mode. I only ever participate in league races. I don't even touch career mode. So I would have no idea if there's bugs in career mode because I simply never see them. Whereas for a lot of you guys that might be watching this, all you ever do is career mode. So if there's a bug in that, then that's a major problem for you. It's a game killer for you guys. And I would never even see that. So it's a way for them to get insight from lots of different people that are playing the game in lots of different ways to, I guess, compile as much information as possible. And we do have very, very, very laid out, I guess, guidelines as to what they want to feed back, what they want us to feed back to them. There's specific things that they want us to test. And I guess that's probably the big takeaway from this video. It's only going to be a short video today, but I really want you guys to understand that beta testing is a job as such. It's not just free early access to a game. It's not just a license to, play a game for free before it gets released. We really do have, strict things that they want us to provide feedback for. And I'm actually sitting down with a notebook and writing down every single little thing that I find. I haven't found too many things yet, but, there's always going to be a couple of little glitches and things like that that can be improved. And that's what it's all about. So guys, just a quick video today, but hopefully that helps you understand a little bit more why I haven't been able to answer those questions. And I do encourage you guys, if you are in the beta program, please don't be posting screenshots and game footage on the Facebook groups and stuff. I know I've seen firsthand today, there's been a lot of stuff getting posted in closed groups and stuff like that. People think that Codemasters aren't going to see it. It really, you're only spoiling it for the wider community here. If you're posting stuff like that, sharing game content before it's finished, what's going to happen ultimately is we're going to lose these kinds of beta programs. Developers are privy to this. They know that they don't want to have a unrealistic expectation of a piece of software presented ahead of time before they've had a chance to fix any bugs and glitches and things like that. So I really hope you guys do understand that. I'm going to leave it at that for this video, but thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.